Oh, my peeps. No, we hear a lot about staying in the moment. And I'm all for staying in the moment, because that's the anchor. And in some ways, that's what we have. But I also find that there are moments that are so sweet or so moving, of such import, that we can kind of take a snapshot, just file it away, so that in moments of need you can draw on that resource. And there are a few like that. I remember one was just seeing the moon through the trees. It was a full moon. It was just beautiful. This was before my daughter was born, so maybe 40 years ago. And I just set the intention, to burn it in my brain like a photograph. That you can see, when you develop a photograph and you can see it appear, and I can just make that moment reappear. Last night I was falling asleep and I heard this sort of, I won't try to imitate the sound, but it was a sort of like that. And I thought it was Rue, the cat, snoring. And then I realized, no, it's outside the window. And it was a hoot owl. And there was something so magical about it. And I tried to tape it on my tape recorder, and it didn't pick it up through the window. So I texted my sister and I said, I just heard this hoot owl. I wanted to somehow acknowledge the moment and how it seemed like the veil thinned right then, something about that sound. So I did it. I kind of implanted it in my brain, the eerie nighttime call of the hoot owl. And I almost turned myself off, so let's go. The importance of acknowledging and somehow tucking away the sweet moments, so that when things get really scary or really unsteadying, just the ability to reach back in and replay, because it brings it into the moment. Then it is in the moment, So for whatever that means, I'm feeling a little goofy today. Man, it's been a week. I don't know about you. Yeah. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Growth. Slow growth. A lot's beneath the surface. But there's a lot of promise over time. Pentacles speak to time and to 3D. Well, it's a little bit like the root system are those memories that are beneath the surface that we can call back up, where we can see them, touch them, taste them, call them back up into 3D, into our daily lives. Earth energy. Okay. And it entails a certain patience. And I notice here there's an energy happening between the person's hand and the plant. There's an exchange of energy going on that's sort of like tapping into the chi energy of it all. Okay? Four of Pentacles. It's a card of conservation, and ordinarily can be a card of holding back or resistance, but here I see it as tucking that thing away. This person has a purse that they're clutching to their chest, holding on to the moment. And we can't really hold on long because time passes. This could be something that has taken 7 years to evolve, and we might not want to let go. Might want to preserve it, somehow hold it close to take out later. What's the memory? Wow. The World card, last card in the major arcana. That portal that we can step through into a whole new life. It can be a card of Capricorn, earth energy. And I'm hearing, you can't take it with you. But maybe in some way we can. Maybe to get through the portal, though, we have to let go that last thing we've hung on to and thought defined us somehow. This is me. There's a whole new era up ahead. That same energy that was coming from the guy's hand as he approached the plant is now coming right into this person who's stepping into a whole new era. Again, that time reference. But this is archetypal energy. Pentacles speak to everyday life, to 3D. You can take it with you. There's some things that will not be lost. So maybe we don't need to hang on so tightly. Certainly don't want to constrict the growth. And be patient. Be patient with yourselves. I think it was Rilke who said, be patient with everything that is unresolved in your life. Which is basically everything, right? 3 of Wands. Fire energy, Wands energy, looking to the future. In the new era, it's almost like the camera lens here, that circle. An aperture that's opening. It gets wide enough to step through. And it may entail letting go of what's been our go-to idea of ourselves or of the world. Now we're looking to the future with optimism. What's up ahead? It's not what's in the past. It's nothing we can secure. But when we say looking to the future, that brings to mind me looking at the moon and somehow searing it into my brain. That can be part of our future. I feel like I'm babbling. Am I babbling? I'm babbling. Is it this? Oh, wow. Hierophant. Card of Taurus. More earth energy. A card of higher power. Hierarchy. That ladder going up. Enlightenment. Understanding that it's inside you. It can't be lost. This is a card of freedom. Not needing to hang on so hard. And what's up ahead? Look at this guy's expression. The higher self is celebrating this liberation. Three of Wands is a portal. Like this, a portal. I think what I was going to say triggers, but maybe allows for this new phase is a certain degree of letting go so spirit can come in. We don't have to hang on so tight. Somehow loosen it up so spirit can come in and joy. And when I say spirit come in, it's what's always been there. It's not even something we discover. It's something we uncover. It's in us already. You know, it's more a remembering, like that image of the moon, remembering it, not inventing it, remembering who we are at our core. You know, and this is time and effort, Seven of Pentacles, but what we're talking about here is something not entirely outside time, but it has that eternal element. These two major arcana cards speak to something beyond everyday life, transformation. Okay. More earth energy. Eight of Pentacles. So we have some kind of natural progression here. Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. This is a card of the work, of doing the work in 3D, in earth energy, that perhaps brings you, it's spiritual work. It's a spiritual path. It's the ascension. It's something that's in you already. In this moment, in the next moment, in some kind of timeless way. You might be an artist. That's a way to, I was going to say preserve, but it's not fixed in time. It's not fixed in time. On Three of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Well, there's been a period of feelings of lack or deprivation. We had to hang on hard to what we have. You know, kind of a clench in fear of losing something because we're coming out of a time of a long time. Pentacles can speak to years. So we have Seven of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Long time. Regrowing, regaining optimism about the future. And sometimes drawing on the most positive things in our past as energy for, as food for hope. It's not out of your reach. There's a little bit of the Alice in Wonderland, you know, where she was too small to get through the door, so she drank the potion and grew big. And got so big she busted out of the house. She was able to reach the key that unlocks, perhaps like even unlocks the purse that's been clamped shut. Something about growing. Well, it's not just maturation. It's you're bigger than you know. You're this big. It's sort of a rebirth. You know, as if that world, the world card, the opening is the cervix. It's a new you. It's a new you. Is it this one? King of Wands. Fire energy. like Three of Wands. Looking to the future with optimism, looking to see what you've manifested, perhaps not in spite of this period of deprivation, but because of it. Like something grew in the dark. Something grew. You know, the plant needs its roots in the soil, in the dark, to go up into the light. Fire energy into the light. King of Wands is a manifester, is bold, is brave enough to be optimistic. Sometimes what helps that optimism is those memories from the past that we can call up. It's almost like I'm getting the image of in the fall how squirrels hide their acorns underground so that they can go, you know, in the times of darkness and deprivation, they go down and get the acorns that they've tucked away. It's a little bit like this, tucked away. You may feel like you have limited resources, but there's definitely growth here. You know, spiritual growth. Spiritual work. You've done the work, perhaps, of lighting up your life, of lighting up the lives of people around you. You're a light bearer. That's creative and purposeful. That's not this. This may have been necessary for a time, and then there was growth, and then there was optimism, and then there was joy. You'd like put in your time, that time element of Pentacles. You put in your time. You might be a fire sign, you might be dealing with a fire sign, but this doesn't necessarily mean fire sign or masculine. It just means the active principle of creativity and purpose. Life force energy being renewed after the time of deprivation, a time in the dark. Is it this? Five of Swords, a time in the dark. This is mental confusion. Swords speak to mental energy, perception, or speech. It's like not understanding. Fives indicate a need for change. A need for change. And I think that there will be messages coming into you, perhaps from another person with whom you feel safe to open up. There may be renewed communication of some kind. Something's trying to get through, and it's taken a long time, and you may be guarded in a way, guarding your resources. You know, there may have been like, I don't know, texts that made you misunderstand what somebody was trying to say, or vice versa, or even messages from the ancestors that you thought was a scolding. You know, you thought you were being not punished by, but you couldn't understand what was happening or why it was taking so long. You couldn't understand it, sword energy. But there was some kind of shift in energy that allowed you to take control, King of Wands, and understand that you're manifesting a kind of abundance. The Seven of Pentacles. High Priestess. That's a card of Cancer. It's a card of the mystery. Oops. It's a card of, remember I said you kind of take the mental photograph. Look how her eyes are open and shut at the same time. As if she's taking something in visually so that she can call on it when she most needs that. And I say she, it could, it is a card of divine feminine, but that just means moon energy, receptive energy. She's seeing something with the inner eye, he, she, they. And capturing it. But there's great energy in the letting go. If we have a stranglehold on our happiness, on our connection with the divine, it cuts off this energy flowing right into the crown chakra. Messages from the divine. And it might be just like the analytical mind can't go there. It's about the intuitive energy of Wands, the intuitive energy of High Priestess, the seer. It's a highly spiritual reading, and I think you're taking control and getting your power from your higher self, which is just yourself. You don't need to go sit on a cushion. You don't need to say a particular mantra. You don't need to have even a formal meditative practice. Because it's already where you are. It's already you. You just need to remember who you are. And there may be trouble remembering it. On Hierophant, Temperance, other major arcana card of Sagittarius. Card of balance, of divine timing, of eternal time, of yin-yang, the sun-moon energy. It's a card of healing. It's a card of spirituality, spiritual protection, being under the wing. And it's under the wing of, you can see it as something external to yourself, but it's really internal. It's really internal. I can't remember I think it's Sanskrit, Tatwam Asi, you are that is you, where it's a permeable membrane between exalted universal energy of which you are the expression, the living embodiment. You really don't need to look any further than, well, I'm hearing than your own backyard, Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. I discovered it was in my own backyard. Ace of Pentacles. Aces can speak to the self. This is more earth energy. It is me. I'm the seed. That image of the squirrel hiding the seed. It's you. It's in your hands. It's viable. It's growing. You can let it grow. You can nurture it and spend time and have patience, because this is, it's already sprouted. You're the seed. You're the seed. Is that it? Is it something on the split? 10 of Pentacles. From the Ace to the 10. That's kind of the full Monty. You know, it's the self and it's the group. It's the family. It's the collective. It's a place where we all belong. It's inclusive energy. It's home. The full cycle. The full circle. Also an earth energy. It's a very grounded reading, but it's also very spiritual. Those two things aren't antithetical. They really can't be. You know, we are such stuff as dreams are made of. But we're also, you know, we're the earth. We're the earth. We're not something that just landed here. We grew out of this. I'm at a loss for words. But if you feel at a loss, just remember, you belong here. It's your birthright. It's a whole new cycle. And there may be a real spiritual uptick for you. You may feel like you're being reborn. But you've always been full of that potential, you know? It's not something outside of yourself. Okay, you guys, we have on the board Cancer and the High Priestess. Some people say Pisces too. I'm not big on signs, but Cancer in the World card, Taurus in Hierophant, Sagittarius in Temperance, which is a card of balance and becoming and protection. And that's it. You know, and you may be in this place right now. I'm confused, I don't understand. But hang in there, things are changing, things are growing. Your own sense of self, you're coming online. You're entering a whole new phase, and it's about growth and abundance and spiritual growth and spiritual work, but very much expressed in 3D. You're not alone. You know, it's kind of like the singularity, but this is the connective tissue. We're in this together. We are. We're in this boat together. That might be hard to believe sometimes. You may feel like you're completely isolated, but there's something on the way. It's empowering. It's life force energy. We pass right through. The keys to the kingdom. The key. It's also, you know, it's like the same circle. The combination lock, the keys, the portal. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.